Dan, we've talked a lot about your medical practice and some of the things you did in medicine. I know you've been involved in a number of other different things as part of the community here in Warner Robins. One of them is you were the originator of the acronym EDIMGIAFAD, which we see all over town. It's in a hedge down there on Watson Boulevard. It's on many of the signages for businesses around town and everything. So tell us about what that means and how you came about to coin that acronym.
Well, let me tell you, I have a bit of a personal philosophy that goes like this. Ingratitude is the greatest of the non-virtues. And I kept thinking the base in the Air Force is so important to our community and to our nation and our security that we need to have some way to express continuous appreciation for what it means to this community and what it means to all the people in this community. And so I started thinking, you know, there should be a slogan that we could adopt in this town and that would tell people what we mean by appreciation. So if you turn ingratitude upside down or turn it over, you get appreciation. And so between patients, I was scribbling various thoughts that might become a slogan. And finally, I settled in on every day in Middle Georgia is Air Force Appreciation Day. And the acronym for that is EDIMGIAFAD. Or if you want to try to make a word out of it, is EDIMGIAFAD. And that at first it didn't go over very well, but as time went on, we saw signs starting to pop up, thanking the people on in the Air Force, and it gradually grew. And there was a gentleman that I can't remember his name. It was a men's club that put the first shrubbery, put the first acronym in shrubbery just up the street from where we sit here, and they had to take it down finally, and it moved out to the embankment next to the Houston Mall, and that's been there, and lots of people have asked questions about it. And it has had its impact on people coming to Warner Robins and enjoying the hospitality that they enjoy here. So it has, and we're thinking about going national. In fact, we're already working on going national with this slogan through the various chambers of commerce. The Chambers of Commerce of the United States of America has over 3 million members, and we're going through the state chamber, then to the national chamber, and from the national chamber down to the chambers in other states. And we're going to do the same thing through the electric membership corporations. They're nationwide, including every state in the union, and we just developed a slogan, a banner that is going to be useful for spreading the word about this. If I could just say, the Vietnam veterans coming home were treated terribly. We don't want our young men and women who are volunteers to be treated as those people were. And we want them to know about our appreciation for their service.
Well, I know you've been involved also with the Air Force Association over the years. And in fact, if I'm not mistaken, you were on the board of directors of the Air Force Association at one time. Is that right, Dan?
Yes, sir. I was. And I served long enough to become an emeritus member of the National Board of Directors of the Air Force Association, and I hold that. I guess that's a lifetime slot that I'll hold for all the rest of my life. Yeah, that was another way that I thought we needed to show appreciation for our Air Force, not only locally but nationwide. And I was president of the local chapter for 2.5 years at one time, and we went from about 100 members to 700 members. The chapter got named the most active and important chapter in the nation when I was president, and when it was named a second time when Chet Lowe was president as the most important, most active chamber in the chapter in the nation. Anyway, I still am active in the AFA. We just started to reinvigorate the local chapter under a person named Tim Callahan, no relation, but a friend of mine, and his dad was chairman of the board of Air Force Association for 2 years at one time. That's when I got to know Daniel F. Callahan, and I have a son named Daniel F. Callahan, and Tim has a son named Daniel F. Callahan. Anyway, Callahan's had a sort of an impact on the development of Air Force Association, which is the principal purpose is to advocate for the Air Force to serve, and the service above self that we talk about in Rotary Club is also sort of a slogan for the Air Force. And we're going to reinvigorate this chapter, and you'll read about it being #1 again one day.
Yeah, Dan, you not only had a tremendous impact upon the local area here, but you've also had a national impact, as we just learned from your service with the Air Force Association. And it's been an honor to know you and have you as a member of the club.
Thank you, sir. But I'm just an ordinary citizen, so nobody special. I enjoy interacting with people, and it's a pleasure to be a member of the Rotary Club of Warner Robins and help support the things that Rotary stands for.
Thanks for your time, Dan.
Thank you, sir.